Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the last section. This is titled Supporting All Abilities. Let's talk about something very important, multiple means of representation in class. Everyone has different learning abilities. And if the lesson, which is a very important part of church, if the lesson is only taught in one way, then not everyone has access. So, an example of this is teaching the lesson through speaking. And if someone isn't, um, doesn't typically benefit a lot from hearing the lesson in an auditory fashion, maybe they need some visual support or maybe they need some hands-on learning, then they might not really have the best opportunity to comprehend that lesson. And it might be difficult also for them to pay attention while the lesson is being presented. And so, a way to address this, and this is a universal design for learning concept, is to provide multiple means of representation. And we're going to talk about this and what this means through a couple of examples. Even if you don't have, even if you don't know that any of the friends in your class have a disability, it's important to still do this because there are many hidden disabilities. And also, like I said, everyone has different learning abilities no matter what. We all do. So let's try to ensure that the lesson is provided through multiple sensory inputs. And let's consider the differences between the following examples. So, option one, the kids sit down in a circle and listen to the teacher talk about Daniel in the lion's den. The teacher asks comprehension questions, and most of the students are engaged. Okay, so let's listen to option two. The students see pictures depicting the story of Daniel in the lion's den while the teacher tells the story. The students are then invited to come up one by one and look in a shoebox that is made to represent the lion's den. The student will find Daniel standing up and alive, surrounded by the lions. Okay, so in option one, we have multiple means of representation. We have the students seeing pictures of the story. We have the students hearing the story. We have the students seeing this engaging visual of Daniel standing up alive, surrounded by the lions in the lion's den. And we have some sensory inputs here because we have visual, auditory, we have some proprioception as they come up one by one. They're walking up, looking. So we have some more visual in a very engaging way. And they've kind of had to wait for it because they're coming up one by one and they're all excited. So definitely option two is much better than option one because we're helping kids of different learning abilities really understand the story of Daniel in the lion's den. Okay, let's go over these two options. Option one, the kids sit down in a circle and listen to the teacher talk about the story of the parable about the lost sheep. The teacher asks some comprehension questions, and most of the students are engaged. The kids play a fun game after the lesson to give them something to do. Okay, option two, the kids hear the story paired with a video depicting the story. The kids are then presented with 99 pictures of sheep that have been cut out from printer paper. And then they are encouraged to search the room for the one hidden lost sheep. So here we have auditory, they're hearing the story. We have a visual paired with some more auditory input because it's a video depicting the story. We have then an engaging visual activity where the kids are moving around. So we have some proprioception input as well. This engaging activity that is easily translated and understand. It's easily the kids will easily understand the relationship between this engaging activity and the story because there's 99 sheep there, but they're looking for the one lost sheep. So option two is much better than option one. Moving along to something different, let's talk about what if someone is nonverbal in your class. So, if someone is nonverbal, this means that they most often do not use words from their mouth to communicate. And if someone is nonverbal, always, always, always assume that that person can understand you. Just because they do not use words to speak in most cases does not mean that they don't understand your words. So it's always important to speak to them as if they can understand you. It's always important to speak about them as if they can hear and understand you. We never want to talk about someone as if they are not there. Never, ever, ever. Additionally, we can discuss with the caregiver about their signs of communication, even if someone commonly does not use words to speak. This does not mean that they will not have signs of communication. They might use ASL signs, American Sign Language. They might have some different body language that they use whenever they are really happy or whenever they are sad or in pain, or if they need to use the bathroom. So we can ask the caregiver about, hey, what different signs of communication does your child have that I should be looking out for? We also want to be ensured we also want to ensure that we are including students as much as possible. If someone is nonverbal, we really want to make sure that we are providing opportunities for them to be included and engaged in the opportunities at church as much as possible. There is something that is a visual prayer support that's on the next slide, so I will show you that, and it will help someone who is nonverbal, especially someone who has used this, maybe uses an AAC device, which we're about to talk about, or they have used visual choice cards before. They can use this support to participate in the community prayer time. An AAC device, this is something that helps someone to communicate. It stands for Augmented and Alternative Communication Device. And essentially, the person who's using this will pick an option and then the device speaks that option out loud. This device stays with the student. So we want to make sure that the student always has an opportunity to use the device and it never should be something that is taken away from them or something that other friends kind of take and bring to their own corner or something like that, because this device is something that is a part of that student. This is the visual prayer support. So you can see here, these would be cut out, and then the student could then pick one of the options to place on what they want to pray for and ask for, and what they want to thank God for. Here are the references for this section. I want to quickly give you all some resources for continued learning. Lifeline Ministries, this is the ministry that I have done my capstone with. They are fantastic and local to the Chattanooga area. Johnny and Friends and Ability Ministries, these ministries will have a lot of amazing resources for volunteers to help volunteers in certain ways in providing education. They have videos online that are really great and can really help you in your journey of volunteering and supporting friends with disability. Rising Above Ministry has some amazing resources as well and events, and they focus a lot on supporting the family, the entire family unit affected by disability. Here are the references for this section. In conclusion, this presentation definitely could not possibly comprehensively cover everything there is to know about disability, but it certainly is a start for you. And I just want to encourage you to be willing to go the extra mile for someone with a disability. Be willing to go the extra mile to help them, and be willing to go the extra mile to help them in their environment, to support them, to help them be able to have that opportunity for increased participation in church. Here are all the references again, and here's my email, so feel free to contact me with any questions. I would love to help.